Quite a lot of things not right about any of this. So we'll start with why this pitched roof is here. This pitched roof exists because the original, or whoever built this pitched roof, probably hired a roofer who doesn't know anything about metal roofs. It also appears to me that originally, now this is speculation, but originally perhaps this was one building over here, or perhaps this was one building and they added them together, and then when they did that they created this gutter system, which actually would have worked. It just probably has some design flaws at some point. You've got, this is supposedly your bracing. Look at how wobbly this is hat channel, this is H channel. This is not a supporting brace. I mean, this is junk. So this whole structure supposedly is being held up with that. Right in here, look at all this. So check all this out. This here, this looks like this may have been some sort of rubberized Flex Seal in a can stuff, which, by the way, it does not work. It's not rated for UV. You can even see how weak it is right in here. It's spongy, it's falling apart. The sun has completely disintegrated it. Then again, as we come by on this side, this overhang looks pretty decent. And realistically, this side of the roof doesn't look terrible. This is definitely, all these screws need to be hit again with some actual silicone. You can tell whoever did it didn't clean. They just put this acrylic, this isn't even silicone, they just put this real liquid acrylic. It's basically like a paint that's not waterproof. Those all need to be hit, every one of them. You even got a few like this one right here that's actually backed out. You can see there's a gap.
It's things like this. So I'm in the office editing this video, and it's things like this that really get me. Like, it irks me so bad. The client paid some good money, I'm sure, to have this janky work done. Like, what is this? I mean, look at where there's not even any, what they do, just put it on a mop and just like, and like went around. Like, I don't even understand, how do you not coat the entire screw? And why is it so thin and liquidy? It's not like this is a super steep roof. Like, it's basically flat. It's really close to flat. They just didn't use the right product. They didn't use a primer. They didn't clean. Tons of things. Silicone is a great product when installed properly. This, not installed properly.
If I twist that, I can actually screw that back down. So really, all of them probably need to be tightened back up with a gun and then siliconed properly. Then as we come over here,
and right here I realized I'm about to lose my mind. When I realized what had happened and what they did right here, this is the first time I've ever been on this roof. When I realized at this point what these people had done, these contractors, these roofers, whoever came out and did this work, I realized what they had done. So, excuse me, but I'm about to go off.
We're back to sort of this original roof. Again, whoever's been doing these repairs, it's just really shoddy, crappy work that ticks me off, man. Ugh. Now I'm understanding what's happening here. What is this? Why? Why? This is so unnecessary. Like, to be totally honest with you, this all just needs to come off. This is a perfectly good roofing system right here. Why? We could have easily TPO'd this or silicone this and been a fantastic product. What? Seriously, whoever's done these has downgraded. Oh my, I'm sorry I'm going on a rant here, but this stuff, oh man.
So if you can't tell, needless to say, I wasn't too thrilled with what I was seeing. This is what gives our industry a bad name, and I'm going to get into that just a little bit more as things continue to progressively get worse as I inspect this roof.
All this, I mean, this thing was leaking at some point. Somebody tried with tar first, which is not supposed to be exposed to the sun. Then they've tried with this acrylic product, which again, it's just super thin. You need to do 3 layers, and it has to dry between the layers, and no roofer ever comes back and does that.
Can you genuinely hear my frustration at this? And even me sitting here watching back this video as I edit this.
Alright, let's move on. This is just ticking me off here. I'm gonna try and look underneath this from here and see if I can find the story. Yeah, I'm not really sure. There's even a piece of plywood there. That's actually OSB. It's completely rotted through. Make sure you can see that. There's OSB in here. And it's totally rotted through. I mean, look how weak this is. It's just been getting wet. And I can pretty much guarantee you the whole thing's rotted through. Man.
So right here, this particular spot, now that I've inspected the whole roof and I'm back editing this, I do know why this is here. At the time I wasn't sure, but the reason is there is a seam or an overlap right here. Instead of just figuring out how to silicone, which they tried to silicone and it didn't work, because again, as I've emphasized multiple times, they didn't clean it, they didn't prime it, they probably used an acrylic or a really cheap silicone. It's just not gonna work quite right. So, or they didn't use a mesh or a fiber silicone, so tons of different reasons why. This could have been a very inexpensive fix, but they overcharged to do this work for a worse job.
All right, going back up through here. Look, there's a hole here somebody missed and they didn't even bother siliconing it or caulking it or anything.
At this point in my head, I shouldn't have gone up this. This was a bad idea. This is a very unsturdy structure, which I later on went under there and realized how terrible of a structure this was. I never should have walked up this. This whole thing I'm walking on right now was an addition and should definitely come off.
You've got this new panel here, which I'm assuming is probably just laid over this old. I honestly don't even feel safe walking on this. Like, I really should be careful here. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm like, look at that. Yeah, I'm not walking on this. Oh, gosh. What a crappy job, man. What a crappy metal job. I don't even know what this mess is, man. This is a disaster. Tar, acrylic. Dude, please, commercial property owners, please stop calling residential roofing contractors that aren't skilled and have the knowledge for commercial properties. Please. Just because somebody says residential commercial on their billboard or on their card, it doesn't mean they actually know how to do commercial work. And honestly, even the guys who are licensed, a lot of them can't do it right either. You guys see this? See how far apart those are? It's gotta be, that's 4 if not 5 feet apart on a hat track on some 2x6s laying sideways. Man, this is a janky freaking install, man. It's really pitiful. It's really sad, and any sort of tornado, hurricane, anything like that that comes this way, this roof is gone. It is a goner. All right, let's just keep going here, guys. I don't know what's happening right now. All right, not sure what these are doing here, but should probably take these 2x up and then fix the holes it's made. I'm not entirely sure what this hat track's doing. I think they were trying to do something cute right there. Oh my god. A bucket of tar. That is the dead giveaway that this guy did not know what they were doing. Just, okay, when we say overlay in our industry, this is not what we're talking about. No, this is not okay. Look, you can see straight through that. What is this? Why? Is there something in there? There must be some sort of mechanical or something in there to give a reason for that. Oh, nice. They've got some ice and water shield here where they're attempting. I mean, the thing is, guys, a roof like this, somebody probably gets paid a healthy, like, month's mortgage, like, or more. Some guys might even charge $1,000 to come out, silicone a couple of nail heads, silicone. What they really use is an acrylic or a siliconized caulking, not true silicone. And even if they do use true silicone, they don't clean the roof. They don't clean it first to make sure it's completely good, and they don't put primer. You got to put primer down under 99% of silicones. You got to put a primer down before you can do it. I mean, this is a mess. Look at all of the tar up here, all of this ice and water shield pieces. That's not supposed to be exposed to the sun. Look at the, oh my, I almost fell through the roof right there. And that's why you got to be careful, guys. That's dangerous. We're gonna go around this way. It's a good thing I do not weigh more than 180 pounds. And I was actually walking on a purlin, supposedly. I mean, look at this. Well, I think I've seen about enough. Yeah, of course it's leaking. Yeah, I'm not gonna repair or patch this thing. This roof's been through enough. I mean, at this point, guys, I'll be totally honest with you. At this point, I'm like, whatever the case is, we're gonna come up with a good plan for this thing to make sure we don't have a whole lot of issues. As far as the lower section goes down here, I don't know what's under here, and I'm gonna need to find that out. So I'm gonna build my plan assuming that we can take these off, because that's what needs to happen. We need to take all of these off, but of course I need to know what's underneath them. Whatever's going on here, I feel like we can remove that. Like, I want to remove stuff that's really unnecessary. So, like, I think we can get rid of all that, get rid of all of this, get rid of that panel. Probably try and get rid of all of that. Again, I don't know the reasoning behind it. Let's see if we can get down here. You can tell, though, where the wind's gotten to this. You guys see it? It's just a hack job. Yeah, it's just come loose. I think that's totally loose. I mean, that's not even screwed down anymore. This whole thing shakes. And then you got a bunch of mismatched metal, which the systems just don't quite work together properly.
You know, there was so much on this roof, I didn't even notice this until just now. If you look where that new sloped part of the roof comes down, do you see where it ends? Directly on top of a seam from the old existing roof, directly on top of that seam, which, if I'm thinking properly, is not the original roof. That's also an overlay. If you guys have any thoughts or suggestions or opinions, definitely leave them in the comments. Even if it's negative, we want to hear all of them. Make sure you guys subscribe and leave some comments, because we need to better this industry.